Hey everybody, this is Captain Fool reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Well, this week's list is not very big. I don't know about you, but I did not find a lot on my pull list this week. And so the first one I'm going to talk about, those Green Arrow number 8. If you recall before, I said I was hoping that they would make this an ongoing rather than the mini, and they've chose to do that. The League of Comics Geeks said 136 out of 141 liked it with a 4.1 average rating. That's pretty good. I gave it a 7.1. Not quite as high as they did, but well, we probably have different reasons why. The writer was Joshua Williamson. The penciler is Phil Hester. Believe it or not, I actually think I got those names right. Well, anyway, it says the Emerald Archer versus the Onomatopoeia, which I probably butchered that one. Green Arrow hits the streets of Star City in search for a lost family member and runs into Onomatopoeia. After months of time travel and space adventures, Oliver welcomes the more grounded adventure until bang, 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 yeah, and supposedly at the beginning of this issue he's dead. And if you read the solicits, that's what they were saying, and nobody really believed it. Nobody jumped onto the thought of, yeah, they just gave him his own ongoing and killed him by issue 8. Give me a break. Nobody bought into that. This story was a bit obvious. And no one really, as I said, thought Green Arrow was dead. Still, it's a fun story with decent action, and I'm interested to see more of what Amanda Waller is up to. I think that's going to be an interesting part. And the art was okay, and it's good pacing. But once again, the reason I only gave it already a 7.1 is because it was sort of obvious. There was no way that Ollie was already dead. So that's why my views were probably a little interesting compared to, a different spin, not interesting, but a different spin than others. Now the next one, The Flash number 5. I thought it was a pretty cool cover on this one, the standard cover, not one of the alternates, but the standard cover with him underwater or whatever it is, was whatever it's supposed to be, is pretty cool. I give this issue a 7 out of 10, where League of Comics Geeks though said 123 out of 134 liked it with a 4.1 average rating. So once again, higher than me, but then again, they usually skew higher than mine. And the artist is Mike Deodato Jr., which I think he's okay for this, but yeah, that's, I don't know about that. Who wrote this? I don't know who wrote this. Oh, Simon Spurrier. That's right, Simon Spurrier. The mind-bending take on the fastest man alive continues as Wally West powers continue to evolve beyond his understanding. Another confrontation with the stillness makes the group wonder if they are here to protect Earth with the Flash or from him. Yeah, Wally West is seeking out the Resident for answers. Jai is a secret that he really needs to tell his dad, and they have a heart-to-heart. And here's the thing, do we really need to there's this page here, and it mentions banned books, and once again, do we really need this? This had nothing to do with the story. This panel didn't, with the exception, I mean, they could have just shown her reading in the library. It had nothing to do with that, but other than have a personal political insert in this issue. Be better, editors. Don't let this crap through. But then again, you're probably in on it too. There was no reason for this panel here. Otherwise, this story was okay. It's a bit slow, and I think this storyline is convoluted, to be honest. The pacing, decent. The art is okay. I really gave it a 7. It probably would have got about a 7.2, but I deducted a little bit for that dumb panel because, once again, there was no reason for that. And that's the thing. Does it serve the purpose of the story? These writers have to realize, does this serve the purpose of the story? If you would have taken it out and just had her reading a book at the library, it would have changed nothing compared to what they put in there. So what they did added no value. That's when you know it's a personal political insert. And our comic writers need to quit doing this. They're alienating their fan base and wondering why the sales continue to not do as well, because they're taking away from the very people that might be reading their comic. Now, talking about some bad, let's talk about Power Girl number 5. 42 out of 65 liked it with a 3.2 average rating on League of Comics Geek, giving it, based on my kind of scale, that would be a 6.4, where I only gave it a 5, a score of a 5. That's it, just a 5. Wow, was this book just not worth it? Matter of fact, I'm giving all the Patreon subscribe star supporters an extended rant on this comic book issue, but to keep it short, I gave this book, as I said, a 5. This book has nothing to do with Power Girl. It's all about Streaky the cat. Yeah, Streaky the cat. This is issue 5. Yes, we've had one story arc and we already have a filler issue. We have a character that not a lot has been done with over the years, have an opportunity to spotlight this character, and they already have a fill-in issue. The writer, Leah Williams, really dropped the ball on this one. It was a mediocre story as well. And artist David Belden, and once again, I probably butchered that. Horrible cover too. I'm sorry, but the standard cover for this book is atrocious. If you look at it, just not good. Some of the alternate versions that you can get are much better. And let's be honest, we know that this character gets the male gaze. That's part of the point of the character. So who is this book for? It clearly isn't for the men. And if a woman gets it, it has nothing to do with the character. It's all about the cat. It should have been a separate issue. But once again, check out my complete rant if you want, by just subscribing to the channel and supporting the channel, and go to my Patreon and join for as little as $1 a month, as well as Subscribe Star. You can do it there as well for just $1 a month, and you're going to hear my complete rant video there. Because I didn't want to, otherwise some people, people that tend to have gravitate more towards my view or want to hear my views will want to hear that. The other ones won't care to, probably. Next one, I'm going to talk about Spider-Woman number 3 with 48 out of 52 liking it, but the 3.7 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. Cover artist, not cover artist, I'm sorry, writer was Steve Fox. Artist was Carla Borelli, if I didn't butcher that name here. I gave this book a 7. Yeah. Gang War rages on. I know Gang War is not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm actually enjoying it. I like more street level stuff more often. We've had so many of these big end to all the universe kind of things. The street level thing is just a nice change of pace, especially with Spider-Man. Spider-Woman tried to take down Diamondback's operation from the top and barely escaped with her life. Now she's angrier than ever and ready to hit him and Hydra where it hurts. Jessica Drew goes street level as Gang War nears its brutal conclusion. Though even though it's street level, there's an element with her son that might not be street level. But anyway, it's good art, interesting story. And that last page, yeah, I found the last page quite interesting in this. Decent pacing. If you're a Spider-Woman fan, I think you should check this out. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like anything super spectacular, but it's not going to make you go, oh, what a waste. I should have never read this. And the last one I want to talk about, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant too, is Punisher number 3 with 31 out of 33 liking it with a 3.8 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. I gave it a 7, so they give it a better score than I did, but I got my reasons why. And the creator or the writer is David Propose. The artist is Dave Watcher. Remember now, this is not starring Frank Castle Punisher. This is Joe Garrison Punisher. Yeah, and I'm not saying the outfit is atrocious or anything. Don't get me wrong, I'm not. But here's the thing. Enough of not Frank. I mean, come on, Marvel. This is Frank in every way but name, because you got pissy because of your market, which is the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. Your target market, the people buying into your product, are the very people you say don't want you to read our product, and then you go and try to market the same thing with a different name. That is just ridiculous on its face. We have the Fear Master in this issue. Hunted down by the authorities, the Punisher must face down the one threat that cannot be stopped by bombs or bullets. Yeah, the terrors in his own mind. I find it hard to believe that this series is going to make it very long before cancellation when we're already down to 31 out of 33 liking it, meaning that probably the sales are pretty low. I think people want Frank. I could be wrong. Let me know. Do you want Frank back? That's what it seems to me. This series is nothing it's Frank Castle, but without his name, and it's everything like him. Put Frank back. Give us Frank. Quit trying to pretend this facade. You know you want to do more in the MCU with him, probably the TV series and everything else. You won't do that because there's more money there, right? But you allow these nutbags that are anti-Frank because the people that like him. So you deny yourself a product that'll sell. Bravo, you're geniuses. Dumb move, Marvel. Like it or not, you could write a book that pleases everybody. Well, that's my thoughts. I'd like to know yours. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's not the longest one because I didn't have a very long list. Maybe I should have read something that I missed. If I should have, let me know. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Until next time, keep it frugal.